welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. This will be part 3 of my series, Nasty Nesto's Nail in the Coffin. And a lot of the content will be May 2023, calls and texts and happenings around this time. This is pre-Shirley Strawberry exiting the building. I have his free jail calls. And even though he wasn't giving up all the goods and he was using somebody else's number to talk about all his illegal stuff, there's still, things to look into, break down, decipher, and laugh at. So that's what I'm doing. Part 3. Part 1 was Debbie. Debbie's back. Shirley let Nesto know that Debbie is in Atlanta permanently. And I believe that was the beginning of the end for Shirley and her dealings and contributions to Nesto. Remember that old faithful text, that old never gets old text when Shirley said she didn't have any money and Nesto thought Debbie was texting for Shirley? It's a possibility. She might have been. And if she wasn't, she might have been telling Shirley what she should say. And then nothing's wrong nothing is wrong with that. Debbie was having man problems. Shirley was having man problems. Nesto might not have thought Shirley was having man problems, but Shirley was having man problems. And I love the fact that these two ladies who, are older, trying to give love another chance, things did not work out in their favor, and they got together and weathered the storm together. I think that's beautiful. It's amazing. The only thing funny about it is Nesto sitting up there in that jail, about near rot to death. Any of y'all watch Color Purple or know all of the lines from Color Purple? Nesto is sitting up in that jail, darn near rot to death. That's the only funny part. Otherwise, these two women tried to give relationships another chance, and they're up in age and they don't have time to be wasting. So hey, get together, help each other with the resources y'all have, and move on. Leave the dudes in the dust. Nesto has his own side of Debbie's story, but Nesto don't know what he's talking about. That's part 1. Part 2, Nesto's call with Lamont. And I think he's still holding out on hope that, he's just waiting it out a little bit, but he's going to get out. This is before the SA charges, but after the CP charges. Calling out to his daughter and, keeps emphasizing and stressing the grandkids. And he's using those grandkids as a reason for him to get out. He has grandkids. So what? He's ultra concerned about Lamont, and we know why, because him and Lamont are in business together, and he's trying to make sure, or even he's trying to express to Lamont that Lamont should be, scared, or Lamont could be next. So I think he's trying to put fear into Lamont like he does with everyone. But Lamont ain't worrying about you. Lamont's still free, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, moving on. Part 3 will be these texts leading up to him and Shirley's last normal conversation. So I'm going to start at 5:20. This is after Nesto gives Sonya his business plan and tells Sonya, ready, set, go. And I found it particularly strange that he was trying to, he was bringing up LGBTQ. And there was something recent in Hot Topics where there was a lady who was running a nonprofit organization for LGBTQ, and she was caught siphoning the money or taking the money and moving it over to her stash. And she was moving over the funds from the foundation to her stash. She's connected to T.S. Madison, but I don't know if T.S. Madison really has anything to do with it or not. But, people that have these organizations that act like they're doing this and that for the LGBTQ or even doing this and that for the black people, a lot of times they're taking that money. And I've come to the realization that people steal. And even if you don't, or if you haven't, it's because you haven't had the opportunity to. Once you have a big old pot of money sitting in front of you, even if it's supposed to be to help the needy or help the less fortunate or whatever, it's going to be tempting. Not to say that I would do it, but it's obviously tempting because lots of people are doing it. But I think that's Nesto's plan, Yeah, we know. All right. So then Sonya tells Ernesto, 5:20, I'm on it. Love you. See you tomorrow. And we know she's not on nothing. She only thing she on is probably somebody's dick. Anyway, 5:21. Shirley to Ernesto. Good morning, my love. I'm up and I looked up this scripture today. It says, wait on the Lord, be strong and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. Psalm 27:14. I know it's not easy being in there, but please know that your wife and your friends and the people who love you are praying for you, and we are waiting for the Lord to move in a mighty way. Andre called yesterday. We are all fine here. Love you. Keep the faith. Talk to God. He will give you great comfort during this time. This too shall pass. I love you. I'm thinking of you and praying for you. So when she says Andre, I'm guessing she's talking about Dre. So we probably heard that in one of the conversations. Dre called to check on Shirley. Andre called to check on Shirley. Okay. All right. So then Sonya texts Ernest. You never call back. Sad face. Sonya. 5:22. Call back. Stupid phone did not read my response. Ernest to Shirley. 5:22. Sonya, Ernest has to focus his attention on Shirley because Debbie's back, and he needs to make sure, she's not putting anything in Shirley's head, okay? But it's probably too late. So Ernest writes Shirley part of his autobiography. Good evening to my grace and elegant. I want to share my deepest thoughts with you. Yesterday, I picked the USA Today newspaper that one of the inmates here gets sent in weekly. It was lying on the floor. I picked it up and started to turn the page when an article all of a sudden jumped out to me and drove my spirit up. At first, it made me so angry. Life section. The title of the article reads, 50 Cent goes back to the beginning for final lap tour. I remember when every day you would plant in my head how your wish was to live on the residence side of the Mandarin Hotel. So when we scheduled a date with the realtor to go visit the property, and the realtor notified us that just one of the condominiums there were priced for $1 to $2 million. I realized then that the condos were out of my tax bracket. No, Nesto. So I had to regroup, and in that, I came up with the idea to set up reservations at the hotel side of the Mandarin for your birthday. Nah, not quite, Nesto. That won't suffice. Why? So many questions, Shirley. Why? I know Shirley's a dreamer, but why did you think you would be able to do something like that with Nesto? Did you ever look at his bank accounts? Anything? Oh, Lord. So I had to regroup. I wanted to just fill the room with your grace and elegance. I'm not sure if you remember the incident that took place in the elevator with 50 Cent when he tried to play me like a nobody after I decided to introduce myself to him. Nesto, because you are a nobody, dude. 50 Cent can smell clout chaser a mile away. You are a nobody. We got off the elevator and stepped into the lobby. He walked up to the lobby receptionist and asked her who had the best barbershop in Buckhead. She looked it up on Google and said, "My name." Come on, dude. I can't remember. I can't remember the full 50 Cent story. I may have been listening to somebody else read it and just forgot exactly what his encounter was with 50 Cent. But on the snippet of the call, I'm going to play the last call with him and Shirley before she chunked the deuce. They talk about the 50 Cent encounter. All right, so Shirley says, "Hi, honey. Is this part of your book?" I don't know what the elevator encounter was or with whom. I do remember you telling me about Cheryl Underwood, though. I'm glad you're writing. You're really good at it. I had no idea. You should have been doing this all along. Come on, Shirley. I'm sure you will help many people with your story. I can't wait to read it. Oh, and did you call Andre? He wants to talk to you. Dun, dun, dun. Lamont reached out the other day. Tosh and Ronald are looking for a new store. They seem pretty happy about it. Debbie is still in Chicago. She'll probably be back before the weekend. And Max turns 6 this weekend. Well, that's all my news. I love you and I miss you and I can't wait to see you. Keep the faith and wait on God. Shirley's like, what's up with this 50 Cent story? Ernest to Shirley. Balance is everything to a man with real purpose. At times I can be very left-brained in my frame of mind of thinking. A little harsh in my judgment of my own decisions even. But God knows this, and for that he sent me you, a voice of reason and a right-brain thinker to add color and definition to my canvas. With this, I can make the most accurate decisions. He sent you to balance me, to be my counsel when I need it for my own greater good, and sometimes when I need reassurance on exactly what it is you're supposed to be in my life. He sends even the most random people to remind me that you were made exactly for me. Your wholesomeness is so exponential that you told me to never allow anything or anyone to get in the way of completing my mission. To abstain from them or cast my gaze even from you, as well as if you fell in that lineup. You would even put yourself in that line of fire. You constantly remind me of my strength in God, that even in every tough situation I've been in, that I would never curse against him or lose my faith. He is all I ever had to lean on. I'm in conflict with myself about getting my story behind the camera and whether I want to make a movie or shoot a series. How about neither? Nesto? As well as who I feel is fit to truly implement me in this screenplay. Implement you? I'm leaning towards a series of reasons of solely that my consumers have to condition themselves to watch and wait for new episodes of my story as it gets deeper and deeper. They ain't gonna get that deep. I don't know about the left brain or right brain stuff as far as Shirley and Nesto complimenting each other. I almost think they made each other more off balance because they're both dreamers. And it seems like they both are huge dreamers, and Nesto actually tries to take action to fulfill those dreams, and he don't have the resources or the mental capacity to see it all the way through to success. You know what I'm saying? So they really threw each other more off balance. I mean, the dishonesty didn't help, but you know. All right, Nesto to Shirley. With this, if the production is done properly, then they would develop a hunger to want to connect with my story and the character. It's the same reason why people connect with the show Power and the main character Ghost. You ain't no ghost. Speaking of Ghost, at one point in time I felt for Denzel Washington to play my character, but lately I've been leaning towards Omari Hardrick. That's what he means. Omari Hardrick. Ghost to play me instead. Amari's, even though Nesto ain't tall, Amari is probably shorter than Ernesto. I want to express that what truly sparked this whole conflict within was this TV news report about how this woman had a child and threw the child away in the dumpster. The child was later found by a family and rescued. The lady was caught 4 years later through DNA testing. Seeing that brought me back to earlier years and how I had seen so many messed up things throughout my life. Nesto, do tell. I want to know the childhood. I really want to know the childhood. Things that made me second guess God's existence, even in my own situations. It's funny how he wants to write his life story, but the only thing he's putting down here is his problems in jail, his meetings with these celebrities, and how good of a person he has been to the homeless or the youth or whatever. What's up with your childhood, Nesto? Why are you leaving that part? Were you saving that part for last? That's what we want to know. Why? What made you so effed up of a person? That's what we need to know. So he says, even in my own situations. But just like Job in the Bible, in his persecution, he was set free and God got his glory. It took time, but God didn't let nothing go unjust. And just like that child in the dumpster, it took time. But that baby girl was rescued and her mother was crucified. And even myself, it took time. But God rescued me from my afflictions, and God got his glory by allowing me to become the man I am today. I say this to say that the TV news report made me realize that a movie is too short for people to see how good God is in my life. They need to see his works broken down so they can capture a full perspective. Ernest to Shirley. They need episode and seasons to show time and intricate detail. I've already allowed God to use me as a vessel, an example, and a voice of reason myself. It's so real that the last time my lawyer came to see me, when I thought the lawyer was coming for me, I realized that God needed me to use the wisdom I had obtained through my trials and tribulations and bestow it upon this person. And in that, I could free their minds so they could help their own child with depression. Oh, Lord. It kind of demonically influenced depression. I shared at one point of my life. Okay, so is he talking about Crail? Because he did mention Crail having a child that was putting him through some stuff, right? Do y'all remember that phone call? The last regular phone call with Shirley and Nesto, they also talk about this Ebony part too. So the text and the call are connected. So that's why I'm going to put them together. All right, so he's talking about Crail and his business, his personal business. He called himself trying to counsel Crail and what that's going to help Crail work with or work for Ernesto. Please. So for instance, when Ebony texted your phone on Mother's Day, she was soft checking you in the event that she would open a door that would expose my hand. She is aware of the pattern of how God blesses me as well as how it comes. It was always at my lowest. For 4 years, I was depressed, dealing with all the things she put me through. Through my depression, these evil spirits manifested themselves and took a hold of me that was so strong that I lost sight of myself and wanted to take my own life. But God had his hand over me. His purpose was greater. Nesto's so full of crap. Nesto is so full of crap. Shirley to Nesto. Okay, keep it coming, honey. I love reading your writing. But I ain't buying none of it. Sonya to Nesto. I'm better. Love you. Yeah, I guess they had a call on the private line. 5:23. Ernest to Shirley. As I was going to send myself off by my own demise, I sat in my car. It was storming heavily outside, my GUN in my lap, trying to find a reason to still exist. A memory flashed across my brain. It's 2010 all over again, and I'm in my office staring at a picture of Ebony on my computer. My son walks in behind me and catches me in my gaze. He could see the deterioration of his father unfold in front of his eyes. One day, he broke down in tears and asked me what was truly wrong with me. I busted back out in tears myself. Busted back out. This pain I couldn't hide no longer. I didn't realize at the time that Ebony didn't like how hard I went for my kids. I flashed back into reality. I'm about to send out a mass farewell text. All of a sudden, Andre calls me out of the blue. Not even knowing my intentions at the time, he was calling to vent to me about a past friend of ours who was a DRUG kingpin in the early 2000s. Our friend had got indicted by the feds back then and came to the conclusion that he wasn't going to do any time. So did Dre save your life, Nesto, and you haven't given Dre the honor of knowing he saved your life, yet you keep reminding him of how you saved his? Okay. In pursuit of being chased by the feds, he finally got pulled over, decided to run into the expressway with oncoming traffic and got ran over and died. So he took his own life. He had left his kids and family behind selfishly because he couldn't man up. Andre didn't know it yet, but God used him to breathe life back into my spirit. Ernest to Shirley, 5:23. At that moment, I realized how selfish I too would have been had I followed suit. I have forgiven Ebony unselfishly, just as Jesus forgave his persecutors for not knowing that they were being used by evil spirits to destroy the good-hearted, and in my forgiveness I was elevated to a level of grace and blessings beyond measures, unexplainable. I forgave her and myself and was set free. Ebony began to recognize this pattern in my life, and not only did it upset the spirit in her, it made her wish she could be as strong as you. What? Remember when I showed you that picture of Ebony that my friend Honey sent me? At that moment in time, Honey apologized to me because she too could see the evil spirit that resided in Ebony. I was set free and elevated out of my depression, and with that experience, God used me to help set someone else free. When you're at your deliverance is when the devil attacks you the hardest, but God will keep his hands over you and glorify himself by your rescue. This is why he sent you to me. It is you I ask for, someone who can sustain extraordinary power. Shirley probably reading this like a fictional a fictional drama. She don't believe in this stuff. Ernest to Shirley, on a positive note, I must send all my praises vertical to the Most High, being that he has created a patience deep within me and made me sure of his plans with me. Because my trust in him is so strong, I'm able to conquer all things. Everything I've experienced, good or bad, is so I could be a testimony of his completeness. But need I remind you that patience and love is the key. The love for patience equals trust. So with that being said, I'll be here sitting still and eating my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches while his spirit is at work. Ernest to Shirley, I love you. Shirley to Ernest, honey, this is deep. God has been in your life all along. Now you are realizing his presence in your life and why he keeps sparing you. You have a purpose. That is the meaning of life, to find your purpose and live in it. Shirley, love you too, honey. Shirley to Ernest, discipline is the key. Training yourself to mentally do what you do not want to do. Even if you don't want to do it anyway. Gratitude is key. Always be grateful for what God has already done and for what he is currently doing in your life. God will never let us down because his word is faithful. Believe that, love. He's never failed me yet. Oh, Shirley. Oh, Shirley. I'm just going to go into Sonya real quick because Sonya is psycho. Ernest to Sonya. Good morning. I'm happy you're doing better. I want you to have a good something. I love you. I guess he said me meant day. He ain't say it, but okay. All that he typed to Shirley, he can't make sure he typed these two sentences to Sonya accurately. So then Sonya says, pics are still pending. I have this feeling. Sonya has this eerie feeling. So she then says, I feel more like a business partner at times. Because you are. Y'all can't do nothing else. He in jail. Sonya to Ernest, can't wait. Too excited for your release. I'm here for the long haul. However long. I love you more every day. Ernest to Shirley, 524. Good morning, love. I hope you're having a good morning. Yes, this is a big part of my book. I called Andre and he's going to send me money today. So please remain in contact with him. Thank you. I love you. Sonya to Ernest. Good morning, handsome man. Another day passing by, closer to the end of this craziness. It's no pressure. I just need clarity on what we're doing. Oh, this girl crazy. You know I support whatever you want. I just don't want to assume anything. Never thought I'd feel this way about anyone, and it's new. Very new to me. I fell for you right before all of this madness began, and I really tried not to be here emotionally. Happy I'm here. Happy I could help you in this moment of your life. You did not expect me to be anything more than a good friend. And you said you only wanted to be his friend. So, I mean, come on now. And he's locked up. What do you want him to do, Sonya? What do you want him to do? Happy I'm here. Happy I could help you in this moment of your life. I did not expect me to be anything more than a good friend. I know not knowing your blessing was me. I have your back forever. You are everything. I love you at your worst. I love you. Oh, she's so sick, y'all. She's so sick. Somebody get us some help. Shirley to Ernest, 524. Hi, honey. Your attorney just texted me to say they will be there tomorrow evening. All right, y'all. This is 524. Remember, Shirley and Nesto's last normal call was on 525. Ernest to Shirley. Okay, how you doing? Shirley to Ernest. I'm okay, love. Sonya to Ernest, 525. Monday at 2 p.m. visit. Okay? So Sonya visited Ernest on the same day Shirley and Ernest had their last normal phone call.
Yeah. You got my text about reading your I said he's gonna laugh about that. Because I said you were going to laugh about that. Honey, proofread your stuff.
I did. But see, sometimes this is the problem. Sometimes when I do get paid,
Stop lying.
I have to hurry up. Don't have that much time.
You got to hurry up, yeah.
Yeah, so that took me like 8 hours just to put that on there.
And you got to text Sonya.
I had to write it down. Once I had it write down, then I had to wait the next day, get the tablet, then write part of the time because it cuts off every 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then when I use it, I gotta have the money, make sure the money on there. That's why I'm trying to tell Trey, when I use it, I'll text you, and I can text faster if I want to communicate with you. So I pick the phone up because they call it more on the phone. Then plus if she says something, I can reread what she's saying, and I can understand a little bit good. I can concentrate on what you're saying to me. Yeah. And I can respond back quicker. Just like that. So that's it. So then sometimes I only...
Translation, I'm dumb and illiterate. And y'all, wasn't Debbie there? I can't remember when the call was, when Shirley questioned Nesto about the money being missing from his account. He was asking for more money. And she was like, well, I just put money on there. You used that money already? I think Debbie was in the background, and when Debbie moved for good, when she texted him and said Debbie's there for good, that was the beginning of the end for Nesto, and I think he knew it. And I'm sure some of y'all have said that before too. Like once Debbie was in town for good, that was the beginning of the end for Nesto. And I don't know if this is true or not, but somebody said, and if y'all hear anything in the background, it's because I'm trying to twist my hair. Somebody said Debbie had told Shirley to get a private investigator or something. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, If any of y'all have good girlfriends or have had good girlfriends, y'all know what good girlfriends do to help each other out when it comes to dealing with trashy men. You know, whether it's warranted, whether it's asked for or not, requested or not, we're going to put our 2 cents in on a no good ninja. You know, so I mean, I'm glad it happened like that. If that's the case, if Debbie was the nail in the coffin for Nesto, he got exactly what he deserved. All that trash he was talking about Debbie on the phone.
So I put them glasses on. Did you do that? Because I bought some glasses.
Yeah.
Store.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, that's good. You want
Yeah,
one in your eyes?
I can see that little bit of Webster. I got a Webster dictionary.
Webster.
And it's spell check for you because I do spell the wrong word or whatever. Someone
had to put the caption on the ninja.
See what it means and go different. Yeah. And most of the words.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead. I'm listening.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish with your thought.
Well, then sometimes, the books I be reading, they also catch me up with my vocabulary that I forgot about. You know, we don't read it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's good. That's good. That's good. And then when you finish your book, you'll have an editor, and an editor will make sure everything's perfect.
And ain't no better to decipher that mess.
No left out words, no misspelled words, none of that.
Yes. Because it's a long, drawn out journey, but yeah. So
it's long, all right.
I'm good. I'm gonna give you a little bit. I'll give you a little bit more sneak peek.
A little bit more sneak peek.
I didn't remember. I remember 50 Cent being at that hotel, but I didn't know you guys had an encounter.
Because they didn't.
That
he ended
because
up
they
apologizing.
Yeah. I got.
He talking about 50 Cent had to apologize to him for something. That wasn't nothing. If he did run into 50 Cent and 50 Cent had to apologize, that wasn't nothing but a trick and a ploy to try to get 50 Cent to invest in some kooky business Nesto had dreamt up. Nesto think he's slick.
So crazy.
Yeah,
But I remember seeing him at the hotel. I remember seeing him there.
You remember? Yep.
I didn't know he was that big.
Yeah.
Bigger than Nesto?
Yeah.
Bigger than Big Ness?
You know, certain things. It's a lot you probably forgot about, but it's obvious. I'm gonna bring it up.
He hoped you forgot.
Just same thing with I spelled her name wrong. Underwood.
Who?
Underwood.
Oh, it's with an S. Yeah, with an S, not a C.
Yeah, I spelled wrong.
I called Lamont today, and he said he would call me back, but he didn't.
Oh,
of course.
Okay. He probably is hot.
And that's okay. It sounded like he was traveling.
Oh, okay. It's probably hot out there. Everybody moving around now.
What that got to do with anything? Don't make excuses. You know that man don't call nobody back.
So.
Yeah, well, people are here. Traffic is bad. People are here for the holidays.
Oh, that's what it is?
So I'll probably stay inside.
Big bad wolf out there, Shirley.
I got to figure out this, and there's some stuff I have to figure out.
So are you enjoying your place?
She want to sell that truck.
You feel you getting bored?
Dion told Nesto that Shirley wanted to sell the truck, and he was saying he hadn't heard anything about that. I wonder why.
You okay? You comfortable? Well, that'll be all right. Well, you stay focused on what you're doing, and you got your place together and everything. So I don't know how you're gonna do it, but you gotta get yourself together now, 'cause I'll be home soon now. We're not sitting in no house looking at each other.
You have 1 minute remaining.
I'll just stay here right now.
Well, where are we going?
Anywhere but sitting up in here.
How was that? He's trying to settle Sonya down and tell Sonya that, basically ain't nothing out there, and he done all this and been everywhere and well, yada, yada, yada. But he tells Shirley that they need to get out and they're not going to be sitting up in the house. Why? Because he wants to get out there and attack celebrities, pounce on the celebs. Peep that game.
You sound like Debbie. She loves to be outside.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm fine. We're going to sit in here for a while.
Not too long now.
Just so we can talk.
Okay.
No, not too long. Not too long. But we need to, we definitely need to reconnect and sit down and,
we can do that.
So Shirley was game for, she sounds like she was game for him coming to stay with her.
Stay here every day. But it's nothing to do here anyway. It's never been anything to do in Atlanta.
That's true.
Atlanta's boring unless you're young and you can go out to the clubs and all of that
I found that hard to believe, but okay.
stuff. But we just have to find something else to, something else to do because, it's just boring here. It's nothing to do.
Yeah, it is boring. It's a young town, like you said. It's very boring. But the phone's going to cut off, and I love you very much.
Yeah.
Stay focused.
Love you too.
Okay.
All right, and you too. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Thank you for using Global Telling.
Okay. Ernest to Shirley. He did come see me today. 2 days later, Shirley responds, 5:27. How was it? Shirley to Ernest. Then Ernest says to Shirley, 5:29. See how they skipping now? See how they skipping days? How you today? I called you. This was to Shirley. Baby. Ernest to Sonya, 5:29. Good morning. Sonya to Ernest, 5:30. And Sonya writes in all caps. Good morning. Missing you more every day and thinking about you so much. I will send the pics now and I have added money to this account. I'm going to squeeze you so hard when I see you. I love you more every day and we are solid. Now she puts this in all caps like a cuckoo bird. Do y'all think Sonya did something to screw up Shirley and Nesto's connection? Do y'all think Sonya did something? Okay, so 5:30, Ernest to Shirley. You okay? Question mark. Ernest to Sonya, 5:31. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my small town girl. I love you. Have a good day. And then Shirley responds to Ernest on 5:31. I have to be. Okay. So Crail met with Nesto on 5:24. Sonya met with Nesto on 5:25. Shirley texts 5:27. How was it? Nesto tried to call Shirley. She not answering. Sonya is feeling insecure. She's unsure about what's going on. And I think she said, you know what, this nigga not finna play me. I'm finna take this into my own matters, into my own hands. She had communication with Crail. And I think Sonya did something. What y'all think? Drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Who or what was the nail in the coffin for Mr. Nesto? Thanks for watching. I'm sorry, if you want exclusive content, click the membership link in the description box. Bye.